I'll call the meeting to order. Looks like 6:25. 27.
27.
Okay. And we did the roll call. Everybody who was here was here. Who was on it? Okay. I don't see any public, and we only just have Erica on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So and no guests. So
Dave,
Yep.
maybe Greg wants to formally introduce himself.
sure.
Tell us about his background.
Oh, sure.
Is this an okay time to do that?
Yeah.
Being the new guy.
Yeah. I'll just scratch out guest and say new guy.
Okay. So Greg Earnhardt, I've lived in the town probably 55 years or so. So went through the school system.
Right.
Oh yeah. I've raised two kids here. So know the town well.
Nice.
Recently retired about 2 years ago from Raytheon United Technologies. Most of it was at Pratt & Whitney, a good part at Collins Aerospace. Ran their commercial engine business for a while. So that was pretty interesting. Retired. Want to give back to the town, right? Because the town, quite honestly, gave me a lot, gave my kids a lot. They love the water, right? They love boating and all that. So, and I know Carl, so talked to Jennifer a couple of times to see if this would be a good fit, and it seemed like it was a good fit. So,
Great.
yeah.
I dare to say it's, I think, probably the best commission to be in. We get involved in a lot of fun things, and we all get along very well. So
Yep, that's my first impression, you guys. Yeah.
Maybe we should all introduce ourselves so that you know who you're talking to.
There you go.
Dave Vogel, relatively new. I've been around maybe on the 6 months, recently retired. I've been in finance, pharmaceuticals for a long time, and giving back to the community in different ways. So I'm one of several volunteer.
Good.
I'm Nick Prevost, and let's see, I'm in real estate, and I just learned that my family's been here since 1876.
Wow.
How did you learn that?
Unfortunately, through my cousin's obituary.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so,
Yeah,
saw
big
that.
name in town.
Yeah.
No,
My uncle was the first chief of police.
Is it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
very good.
First chief and first youngest.
Wow.
Well, I'm Susan Quish. I don't know what to say about myself anymore because I've been retired since 2018, lived in town about 13, 14 years. My background was 41 years in health insurance, first with Aetna, then a managed care company, and then Cigna. So like you guys, once I retired, I went to see Carl and said, I'd like to get involved.
Oh, I should.
Oh,
Go ahead. Jennifer Donahue. I have been with the town for 9 years, about, and 3.5 in this job. So I've been with all of you for a little while now. Some of you came on around the same time as me. Some of you have been here longer, but I think we've been pretty busy with a ton of projects, and we got more to come. And so I guess that's a good place to be in.
One thing you'll learn about Jennifer is she is the grant writer extraordinaire, right? You've had such great success across all types of grants for the town. Right.
Yeah, a few. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll keep them coming.
Yeah.
But
I'm actually working on a SHIP grant right now to hopefully pay for some of that seawall,
Okay.
and then a little project for HMC.
about that last time.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
So we'll see.
Lisa Strickland, I'm a clerk. I think I've been here 2 years. I work full-time for customer service at a pet therapy equipment company in Brantford. I live here locally, yeah.
Dave Prendergast, I'm chairman. I come from a background of organizational management, primarily economic development. I ran I ran a department for the town of Wyndham. I ran the nonprofit corporation for the city of New Britain, for the town of Naugatuck. And interestingly, my grandmother on my mother's side, I never met. She died before I was born, but her family was from Old Saybrook. And her brother who's, I guess, a grand uncle of mine, was, Gordon Smith, the first fire chief.
No. Well, there you go. You got so many shots.
We've only lived here now about 10 years, but we've had a long history and connection with the family.
So I'm Liz Swenson, and I've been involved both in the Economic Development Commission, which I chaired for a while, and then also in the Architecture Review Board, which I chaired for a while. And I've spent part of my life doing community and economic development, and did the training in the Main Street program they had. And then for the past, I also retired about 1.5 years ago, and for the last 10.5 years, I worked for the state of Connecticut for 6 years at the Department of Housing on Hurricane Sandy long-term recovery.
Yeah.
And then for 4.5 years at the Office of Early Childhood, doing grants and contracts. And, in both places, the missions were great. The people were great. Doing grants and contracts was had to be perfect all the time and so stressful. So it's so freeing to not be doing that, although it was wonderful when I was there, I gotta say. And I'm also on the subcommittee of the preserve.
Oh, wow.
Different commissions send representatives to it.
Oh.
And I've got about 2 minutes worth of things to mention at some point in our.
They updated us today at our directors meeting about all the exciting stuff that's going on with Preserve. He's pretty happy about the new contractor,
Finally, yeah,
forestry management plan or whatever it is called. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Excellent.
I am Judy Gansworth.
Hello.
I've been here lived in Old Saybrook for about 45 years. And it was a corporate move. We moved an awful lot. And once we came here, I said to my husband, we weren't moving. And brought up my girls here, owned Antique Center, Essex Saybrook, Antiques Village.
Oh, you did?
For probably 35 years. Lobbyist in Hartford, worked for a lobbying firm that had many different clients, and that I did 23 years, and I don't seem to be able to give it up because I do now sessional work, and I work as an assistant clerk in the environment committee.
Oh, very
Starting back tomorrow.
Tomorrow, my first day of school, I got my book bag packed.
Don't forget your lunch.
No, I picked up my outfit. So I'm going back. So
Yeah, when you retire, you don't have to worry about that.
I wish I could retire. And Economic Development Commission is, I totally believe, is the best commission. It really is one of those things that is broad-based, and this town, you can just see it in all the years I've been, and it's going in the right direction. And what's been happening in the last 10 years now, it's really blossomed. So you've gotten into it at a great time.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad to be here.
Erica.
Hi, I'm Erica Cosenza. I've lived in Old Saybrook. We had a beach house we purchased in the early 2000s, moved full-time to Old Saybrook in 2017. I was in sales for Quaker Oats, covering territory, Connecticut, Mass, and then went more national with certain products. And after I had my children, I decided to be a stay-at-home mom, and that led me to a ton of volunteering. I wrote a lot of grants for the Portland Public School System in the elementary level to bring cultural activities into the schools. As the kids grew up, I continued to volunteer in the school systems, taught CCD. When my son went to the United States Coast Guard Academy, I was president of the association there, continued to run our beach association for 15 years as president, and have sat on the board of my current association for the last 7 years. So I've done a lot of my stuff is volunteering. I also taught riding to a lot of students out of Mystic Valley Hunt Club, which we also taught the United States Coast Guard Academy. We taught Conn College. I then went also doing some retail sales for a tech shop in Colchester. And then when I moved here, Carl got in touch with me and asked me if I wanted to sit on the Economic Development Commission. I said, let me go see what it's all about. And I liked it. And I've been there about the same amount of time as Jen, about 3.5, 4 years now. And right now I'm a grandma and I'm helping, with my grandson while they're skiing. So my husband and I came up to watch the baby. I think he's popping in for a quick hello.
This is our
What beach association were you president of?
It was called Water Haven. It is the little beach between Indian Town and Bel Air. Chaka Beach, if you go through Chaka to Bel Air, it's the eclectic condos that used to be the Lazar Lodge.
Oh, okay, very good.
Yeah.
Erica has become my woman on the street. She's always going in. I came out wrong, I guess. She's always downtown, like talking to all the businesses. That's what I mean. That's what I meant.
But my husband was wondering about that comment. He's like, what?
Didn't come out exactly how I meant it.
Well, thank you for doing that.
Okay, then we'll go to Jennifer's staff report.
So I know you guys belatedly had a chance to take a look at it. So, as usual, I'm not going to read it to you. Mariners Way is continuing to move forward with some of their projects. Let's see. I don't know. Have all of you heard about the Kate and its possible expansion?
Yes.
Okay. So that was a pretty exciting presentation. It's a pretty exciting opportunity. I hope they're able to make it happen.
Can you just give it 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Summary of it?
Yeah. So they're looking at doing a $10 to $15 million expansion. I forget how many square feet it is, but it would have 2 floors. It would take over a couple parking spaces, but it's very well integrated into the historic building.
Back to the building then.
Yep. And it have a second entrance. The top floor would have a smaller theater, not like the amphitheater kind of place that they have now, but they could show movies or have smaller events there. And it would be a dividable space, so they could use it for different things. It have blackout windows, so they could have something that needs to be dark, or they could have it for regular. And then the bottom floor will have different spaces that they could use for classrooms. And one of the major problems they're having right now is their education program for kids has grown exponentially, and they do not have a place for it. Other cultural arts type of things that they want to hold there. The only room they have is the big room, and they use the stage as a second meeting room. They've gone from 2 employees to 10, so they're all right on top of each other, sharing offices. I mean, they're like a huge success story. So for them to be able to have this expansion, I think could only benefit the town. So I think it's awesome.
Have they ever talked about doing a live theater? I know the Saybrook players put on a show there. They don't do a lot. It's mostly movies or shows they bring in. But
the reason they don't do as much live theater, as I understand it, is because you have to have a setup that whole time, that whatever you're doing, and a lot of their stuff is musical performances, so they would have to not be able to book any of those while so I think that's one reason they don't do a lot of theater, but and their stage is kind of on the small side, but yeah, maybe they would do more if they had a second venue to move back and forth with, but I don't know for sure.
selfishly, wife the playwright.
Okay.
She's a playwright. She was involved in drama works
Mhm.
on Mariners Way on the left-hand side for a couple of years.
Mhm.
But that's gone. She's actually outgrown that.
Mhm.
The Iverton, a couple other places around here. Just
Sounds like the Legacy Theater in Branford is doing a lot of their own plays and music.
And same here, like Saybrook players, they just do Saybrook players, they don't like new playwrights.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing a lot of stuff in New York, which is good.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, she could always talk to Brett. He's super approachable. They're, I think, very open-minded over there about trying new things. You know.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Let's see. Nothing has happened on the website since the last time I talked to you, but you know, we're still proceeding in the direction that we've been talking about. My goal would actually be to get the website. I mean, as you know, websites are never finished, but to get it mostly finished before our May 19th event. I'd love to like really tie up a lot of our loose ends. Not that we're going to end what we're doing, but I feel almost like with the ARPA funds ending at the end of this calendar year, that to sort of wrap up a lot of our things would be a good idea. While we have the extra money and just kind of put a little bit of a bow on it. We're doing pretty well with our social media. I have not met with Saybrook Point yet, but they have expressed an interest in maybe working with us on some marketing things. So that's good. I don't know if any of you follow their marketing, but they do often promote other activities that are going around town. And so I think it would be nice to hook in with them a little bit more. And their business manager is actually the president of the chamber board this year. So
They're using our calendar, aren't they? They note that they have music in the Choo Choo Lounge on there.
yeah,
So, okay.
they do use
That's
our
good.
calendar. Yep. We're moving along with the study on Main Street. I think that might wrap up in the next few months. So it'll be interesting to see what they say. We're at the point now where they've started to narrow down the parcels on Main Street that have the highest capacity for use, potentially for housing. And so they're going to do a presentation to the planning and zoning meeting here on February 18th, where they'll sort of preview some of that. So if any of you are interested in seeing what has happened so far, I'd suggest going to that. It's pretty interesting. This consultant who we're using, we worked with on Thrive. That's how we found them, the project we did through the River Cog. And they've been very responsive for this study, and they're really great to work with. So I think we're going to get some good data out of that.
Is that putting apartments on the second building up on some of the buildings, or?
That's what would be one of the options, yes.
And so the purpose would be to try to convince the landlords to do it, because if you build it, they will come.
I mean, not necessarily convince them, but let them know that based on the information that we have, that their building might be a good candidate for this. The zoning allows for it. I think if we're telling them already the septic we think would accommodate it, and there's parking, or there's the potential for a shared parking arrangement that you could work with, you know, the zoning commission doesn't know why not many people have taken advantage of this. So I think that's what they want to figure out. Is there a reason behind it? And transit-oriented development is a big area right now. There's a lot of funding for it.
What do you think, Nick?
Were you part of the discussions that Chris Costa had with some of the landowners?
I was not part of the discussions, no.
Oh, okay.
She reported on it.
Yeah, and it brought up some interesting points.
Yeah.
Some of them have commercial space because they'd rather deal with commercial entities rather than residential.
Yeah.
You know, and if you have a restaurant, do you really want apartments above it? Because now you got to care about the complaints of all of that. So I think it was a little bit of an eye opener.
Yeah.
Because I know I talked to Tony Izzo, who owns where, SIP and Dagmar's and the nail place are, and he has reservations about it as well. Cause he doesn't really want to do residential unless it's 100% residential. And then he wants to do it to build and sell, not to own.
Yeah, and it may be that nobody wants to take advantage of it, and the reasons why were different than what we thought.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very good to know that.
Let's see. America 250. I don't know if any of you have been to the old Saybrook lately, but we do have a page just for that. And everybody who has America 250 events, they can click a tag in the computer when they put those events up, and they will automatically post on the America 250 page. So that page has just our America 250 events on it. The library has really hit it out of the park with tons of stuff. The Historical Society is doing a couple of events. I think both at the Kate, and then they're also having like a concert, and we just booked all the kids finally. Erica's finally been victorious in the art hallway with the kids. But we're gonna have 40 55 fourth graders, 10 high schoolers, and 15 middle schoolers who are all going to put art from May through August in the hallway that has to do with the America 250 theme of like sense of place or something like that. And it will be about maybe a historical place, or even just a plant or an animal or something about old Saybrook that is distinguishing about it. And so that fits in with part of the America 250 Connecticut theme. So we're excited about that.
In the art hallway referring to downstairs.
Yeah. And actually, today when I was leaving, the Connecticut Camera Club was installing an exhibit that will go, until this new America 250 exhibit comes up. And some of the photos were really nice. I didn't get to see them all because they were still working on it. But if you have a chance, you might want to stop and take a look at that. And they're going to have an opening at some point. So I'll let you know when that happens. Let's see. I don't know if I got a chance to update you that we did get the Garden Club grant that we applied for.
Congrats on that.
Great.
And so this actually addresses not only stuff that came up in our Connecticut Main Street assessment, but also some of the things that you guys have brought up about, for example, you know how the street trees all have their little things and they're not uniform, and some of them are well kept and some of them aren't kept at all. So those are all going to get at least mulched, because some of them, the trees are big and there isn't a lot of garden space, but they'll at least all look nice. What we're going to do is we're going to try and get the businesses on Main Street to adopt a tree. And the Garden Club, when they have their May market, is going to, they're going to curate a list of plants that would grow well in these spaces. And the Garden Club is doing red, white, and blue theme this year on Main Street for America 250. So they're curating a list of red, white, and blue plants. And those businesses who have agreed to sponsor a street tree will be able to order off that list at cost. And anyone who participates will get a old Saybrook watering can along with our theme. And then the other thing is the Garden Club is going to adopt 3 areas on Main Street, one of which is this corner at Sheffield Street, which I don't know how many of you have noticed that it's basically weeds and rocks. Yeah. So that's going to be redone by the Garden Club. And they're going to adopt that. And so we got this grant for it, and we're getting the check a big, well, I think we've already got the money, but they're coming to do a ceremonial
Oh, nice.
technification in a couple. I think actually I already told you guys about that. So anyway, I think this is kind of exciting, with all the landscaping that Carl is doing with the town, where we did across the street, we'll do the town green, and we did up at the chamber. And then with the businesses participating in the street stuff and the regular stuff that the garden club.
Such a little thing, but I tell you, because I, living on Pennywise Lane, and I walk, and it would bother every time I walk. And some of them were in such, I thought, this is, people are walking our streets and they're seeing this. This is ridiculous. So thank you.
Yeah, and it's really nice that the garden club is really taking a leadership role in it, because they are so successful at this. And they're very successful with their own street garden program. I don't know how familiar you guys are with that, but
They do all
so
the planting in the median, right?
they do.
Very jealous of the quality of their plants.
I know. I don't know how they make them look that great all year long.
Volunteers, you know, they.
But they also encourage the local businesses with their contests they have every year, where, you know, they judge the window boxes, they judge the planters, they judge the in-ground things. And I think they really try and cheer on the businesses and make them feel good about making the town look good. So, I mean, this is just another step in that. So I think it's exciting. Let's see. The town branding group has been working really hard. I think I'm kind of excited about it. It's a little scary too. I don't know if you want to talk about it at all, Erica. Erica's been representing the EDC on it. But we've had 2 meetings, and it's interesting and fun.
It is interesting. It's a big responsibility when you're looking to represent your town in the seal and how it works, and just so many things. Now I look at seals all day long. I'm like looking all over the place when I've been up here in Vermont and what they're doing. And it's been interesting though. And working with Miranda Creative, it's just been a good move that when we picked her, because they're very good at what they do. Very, very good.
Last thing I want to say is, you know, if any of you are running into any small businesses that you know that are trying to grow, right now is a good time, because the Middlesex County Revitalization Commission is offering their business grants through March 15th. You can get up to $25,000. And then if you're a women-owned business, the Ignite grants are open right now. You can get up to $10,000. And the great thing about the Ignite grants is that they also provide a lot of support to those business owners. And so, you know, anybody is welcome to contact me, and I'll help hook them up with those resources. But I mean, it's a great opportunity to get a little boost when, you know, you're ready to move to the next level. But, you know, cash flow is always an issue. So that's all I have, unless anyone has something to say.
Jennifer, how is that made known to businesses in town that those grants are available?
I put it on the social media. I'm going to try and get a newsletter out. The organization has put out press releases. They've also communicated with all the chambers of commerce. I'm actually going to First Thursday, which is the chamber's networking thing that they have once a month, and I've got a 3-minute presentation. Normally you get 30 seconds and 30 seconds, but it's not enough time. So I got one of the special 3-minute slots. So I'm going to talk about it there. I know there's an art form to that 30-second pitch.
Yeah.
Elevated pitch.
I haven't mastered it yet.
That's how I work.
An elevator.
Yes. The Main Street, there's a number of women's that own retail on Main Street. Are they at all aware about these women grants? Do you know,
I did
Erica?
let the Main Street, the woman who's chairing the Main Street Business Association, I let her know, yeah. And I'm gonna try and get on their agenda because I have a couple things I want to check. Oh, actually today too, I forgot to tell you guys. Just this afternoon, I got an email from Lisa Ludwig, and she said that 13 artists in town have formed an artist collective, and they want to do like a art walk, and they want to do the windows of the Main Street businesses for America 250. And so that's really awesome because I was trying to get the businesses to want to do something and they were having a hard time wrapping their mind around it. And so this fits perfectly. But I just feel like there's so much energy going on Main Street. It keeps building. And so I think that is just another really great piece to help us be able to provide more programming and just more vibrancy down there.
You heard about some of the movement that's happening on Main Street? Keller Williams is going where Caldwell Banker was.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And all the single kitties is going into that building.
I knew that was
Because they bought the building.
Wow.
The kitties
Where
bought the
all-
building?
That's impressive.
Where are all the single kitties going?
To where Keller Williams and Katie Walker are.
Okay.
So I don't know where Katie's going. I also heard that Century 21 All Points wants to open an office in Old Saybrook.
Okay.
And what about the doctors moving into the old, brewery?
Mhm.
They're still doing it?
I have no idea when that's happening. It still says Thimble Island on the windows.
Yeah. That's
Sad.
yeah.
So where are these vacancies? You said a space in the back of the 210 main shopping plaza.
Yeah, it sounds like though that one of them is being filled because that's if that's what Nick just said, because you're talking about the one with the awning right next to the building where Starbucks is, yeah. So that one will be filled. That's been vacant for a while.
Yeah.
I think he was really holding out for an office because I had talked to him, that's why, because there's other people who wanted that.
Well, he also wants a lot of money for it. Extreme amount of money for it.
I mean, yeah, there's a couple buildings for sale,
Yeah.
but
That's still, right, still for sale.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Is it what, 2.2 for that or something?
Does anybody know, that's right, my neighbors, what's going in where James Pharmacy? Because I haven't seen the for sale signs out anymore.
I don't think it's sold.
That's a snow reason.
Hmm?
Snow.
I think the listing expired.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for a while because I just am always surprised. They can't, I thoroughly believe they should have just given them even a wine liquor
Absolutely.
license and
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
and one of my neighbors was adamant against it, adamant, and then somebody else was adamant and they really put up a fuss. And he's kind of, I didn't want to get into it. I was going, what do you think's going to happen there?
Right,
You're gonna have
exactly.
some major nightclub? It's so teeny tiny.
Yeah,
It's just we let it happen because nothing has been able to take root there. And unless they have a liquor, it's not going to work.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway,
So even if you bring your own,
I asked, and nobody seems to want to do the corkage, which they make their money on the
wine.
Yeah.
wine, and they just don't, they're not doing it. I've asked them, both people, Angeline Winery and then
Right.
Cooking, why don't you do that? And they weren't, nope.
Well, they got to provide the glasses. They got to take care of the corks. They're doing all this work and getting basically nothing.
And the insurance and they stopped. So
Right.
that kind of makes me sad because unless we can do something about that, I don't know who's going to want it.
It was zoning,
Yeah.
because it would have set a precedent.
It's it's in
It's in a
a
residential area.
residential area. It's a very weird.
It's
Niche.
Parking.
parking.
The parking's really not, I mean, for all the years, my daughters worked there when it was James Pharmacy and then it was booming.
Mhm.
When it first opened with Kim and Garth.
Yeah.
They seem to manage, but, it's more of, they've got to sell more than ice cream.
Right.
And when Garth was there, it was pharmacy, so
Right.
that offset it. But anyway, it makes me sad because it's such,
Yeah.
It's a
It's
legacy.
a historic
Yeah.
building.
And you think also that it should be grandfathered in because it's been
I know,
some kind of food for a
something
long time.
for a long time. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it was ice cream, really wasn't food.
Yeah, that's true.
And ice cream.
We're seeing ice cream. And that's-
The drugs and the,
Yeah.
like,
Mm.
anyway.
and they could put a pot dispensary there.
Mm.
I'm gonna, thank you.
There's a thought.
I'm sure they never love that.
I actually think
Samples too.
the drive-through just got approved for the second shop that's opening in town.
They're opening a shop over.
Is that Applebee's?
Yeah, that's over by Department of Motor Vehicles.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a drive-through, yeah. But you can't order. You have to have pre-ordered
Mm.
and you have to bring
Package.
either cash or a debit card.
Mm.
And
you
they
can't-
package it,
Yeah, you can't open it, you can't change it.
very strict.
It's very strict.
It's more than just drive-through. You could walk in.
Oh, you can walk in as well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you have any update, Jennifer, on what sort of money we're getting out of the taxes for Fine Federal?
Oh, I do see that monthly. I think we have a couple $100,000 or more that
Yeah.
we've gotten, yeah.
They're
It's
busy.
gotten busier.
Oh, yeah.
Between that and the nips,
Oh, yeah.
And what about Whole Foods?
So, I hear they are moving a little bit forward. On a commercial real estate listing site this week, I got a notice saying, or maybe it was the end of last week, I don't remember, that they're looking for other retailers to fill in. That's the first time I've seen them advertising anything in a long
In
time.
that building?
Yeah.
That's interesting because I thought their last plan was doctor's offices in the Whole Foods.
Yeah, so what it would be is Whole Foods, like when you're facing it on the far right.
Yeah.
And then I think it was 3 retail spaces, and then they called it a wellness space on the end.
Yeah.
But I think Whole Foods is like 40,000 square feet, and then the other spaces totaled about 25,000 square feet.
So where does that put El Forno's?
Yeah.
yeah, where's all corners gone?
They don't have a place in the new plan. So that's.
When you say out, that you out of business?
No. No.
Ever.
Oh, no.
He's looking,
Mm.
but he's,
Particular.
no, he has to be careful because he doesn't want to make a move until they break his lease.
Mm.
No, because then they pay him money.
Right.
Good.
He's been there a long time. Yes, he has.
Bob, yeah, his dad. My daughter, the only reason is my daughter was in college at the time and she came back and it was the opening day and she became a waitress that day. We're Italian and she comes home, she goes, Mom, the best ingredients. They have the best ingredients. So yeah, I remember when they opened, so.
And I give him a lot of credit because he's kept his prices
Oh,
fair,
Fair.
very fair.
very fair.
And never drops billing.
One of the only restaurants open on a Monday night.
Yes.
This is not a lot of places.
No.
Yeah.
But you gotta get there.
Right.
Yeah. You gotta knock on the
But
door
you
at 5.
It should go where the farm table is. They'll try, oh,
I know.
they can speak first though.
Yeah, it does, doesn't
But
it?
people will follow
That's
it.
a good
Oh, yeah.
idea, Nick.
Yeah.
Is that building, what kind of repairs they can?
I don't know. It's for rent. It's been remodeled to some degree. But I don't know what they've done inside. He did exactly what he did at the other place.
I know, Dumpsy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just took all the equipment that he didn't own. Anyways,
Mm.
I digress.
And Van Wozen's is already moved.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
What
nightmare.
has moved?
The garden center that was in the parking lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
They have a new
Yeah.
location down the street.
Parking for maybe 4 cars.
What about the business, the lawn care business and plant business that's used to be behind Dunkin' Donuts? Across from Staples.
Oh, so.
Thank you. That's just a wonderful building, a lot of space.
A lot of
Let's get a
space.
Forno in there.
He doesn't want anything that
Fill
big.
it.
No, he doesn't want anything that big.
That's just
That's.
Yeah, you're right.
a lot of parking.
Yeah.
The Dunkin' Donuts are quick, right? They're in and out.
Yeah.
Hopefully people drive through, but you got that whole parking lot, got good curb appeal.
All right, Dave. You're in charge of finding a business to go in there.
Yeah.
You know,
I just moved to town.
That's where I learned
Going
the-
out of business.
My girls, that's where they used to go. There's not a lot to do with teenagers and.
My dad was a pin setter there.
I don't know if you saw too, there's a new garden center going in where
Yes.
Scott's supposed to be, yeah.
Do we know who they are?
It will be a garden center though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was an automotive first one. Yeah.
Well, he bought that whole thing and he's expanding in the back.
Okay.
But, he wanted to keep it a garden center in the back. And,
Yeah.
and the people who are owning, actually, they deal in palm trees.
Are they the ones who have a place up in Middletown?
I don't know.
Because it's a place up in Middletown. That's where Cornfield Point gets all its palm trees for the summer.
Oh, really?
Yes, they basically bring them down,
Mhm.
and in the winter they take them back up and take care of it.
Yeah.
And they do that for a bunch of restaurants and stuff like that. They did it at Madison Prime. Yeah,
That's so funny. Who
and then
knew?
there's a new
Yeah.
pottery place across the street. Next to the,
The bee's knees?
yeah,
Yeah. I have them on our website.
Yeah.
Things to do, yes.
You're in the know, Nick.
Yeah.
I was looking at commercial stuff this week.
I'm voting
Last
to
week.
get Trader Joe. That's what I want.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
good.
okay.
It's good. You like it as well, and so.
Shall we move on to
Yes, yes.
regular business and, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the December 11th meeting.
Make a motion to approve.
Second,
Second.
Susan, I'll give you a couple minutes, take a quick look. If you haven't. We're ready? All in favor? All right,
Fine.
Aye.
opposed,
I abstain.
abstain? Okay,
wasn't here.
Judy. And, we'll give Greg an abstain because he wasn't here either.
So I even vote as an alternate.
Everybody votes. We're very friendly here. Okay. Motion passes.
So I put in the marketing report and as I was looking at it, first of all, if you look at it online, if you get a chance to, before you just see this printed one, some of the things you can scroll and see more information than you can see on the printed page. So I just want to point that out. Yeah. And I also recalled now that the last discussion we had, we wanted them to tweak the report a little bit, which I forgot to ask them about. So I'll add that to my list this week to talk to them
Which
about.
would be a narrative.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I will remember that this month. I forgot to ask them about that last week.
And, so we're down to new business. First item is the officer's nomination. I'll ask Liz to make a report on that.
David has agreed to stay on as chair. Erica has agreed to become the vice president. And Nick has agreed to become the secretary treasurer. So thank you for agreeing to continue in your work in one way or another. And I think how we've done this usually is put forward a single
Motion.
vote for the three. So
Okay.
what's it called though? It's not called a
A
single.
motion.
A slate.
Slate.
Yeah, okay.
All right, do I have a motion for the slate? Dave? Second? Greg? All in favor?
Hi.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.
Very much
Alright.
for agreeing to taking this on in the
Well,
next year.
Thank you for,
How long are the terms?
1 year, yeah. no more than that. I may be running out. Okay, so,
So I'm gonna make another pitch for this. On behalf of Lynette Wagger, our assistant town planner, if anyone has any interest in being the liaison with the inland wetlands and water courses, it would mean potentially a monthly meeting. I don't think they actually meet every month. And you would be able to bring an economic development perspective to the kinds of issues that they review. If we don't send a liaison, they'll appoint somebody else, but we won't have the opportunity to give our perspective. So I'm not trying to twist anyone's arm, but if anyone does have more of an interest or would like to talk to Lynette about what it would entail, I don't think it's a bad idea to have the economic development voice in some of the decisions that they make.
When do they meet? It is the one that's most frequently canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's saying good things for them.
They just have to have new business that
Yeah.
comes in front of them.
It was inland wetlands that had a lot to do or ongoing dialogue with Whole Foods.
Yes. But I think the last time they went in front of Whole Foods went in front of them, they got approved by inland wetlands. If I remember correctly. It's okay, Jennifer.
I hate doing stuff on my phone because I know where everything is when I do it on the computer, but when I go on my phone, I'm like, where the heck do they keep that stuff?
So too much on your phone. There's always too much on your phone. Yeah.
Quick reminder. Boards and commissions. Yeah, and I know that Lynette would be happy to talk to anyone who wants to know a little bit more about it. They meet the third Thursday of each month.
At what time?
It doesn't say on here, to be honest with you. I'd have to go to the calendar for that, apparently.
We just left Thursdays, right?
I know Thursday is not a popular day here. That's probably why I left it out. I didn't want to prejudice you guys against it immediately.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. Okay. Since at the last meeting, you guys voted to change the meeting dates. We didn't actually have a list of them because I had to throw that one out. So this is just the updated one. So I thought we'd just go through the motions of.
Yep.
Okay. So this is updated for the Tuesdays. Okay.
Yes.
So you're right here. Okay. Great. All right. No comment needed. I don't think it's there. Update and discussion, Saybrook Point revitalization.
I just thought it would be a good idea to put this on here because it is such a big deal and would have a significant economic impact, I think, on the town. I know some of you were able to be there last night, so I thought the discussion went well. I'm curious, how did you guys feel about the PowerPoint for those of you who were there? Did you feel like it was, it had what kind of content that people would be looking for to answer questions or?
I thought it had good content, a couple of technical things, like it didn't open the curtains. I was actually on the side. You lost a lot, and a couple of people in our section. And when you get to maps, it would have been great to have a point. People were asking questions and this is where this would go.
Yeah, and one of them, I guess that someone brought up the question about whether those were tables out there. And I don't think it really explained that they were. I mean,
Somebody counted them.
yeah, so there wasn't enough explanation. And probably a pointer would have done the job there.
You have that many people and it's up there.
Yeah, because it was filled right up, there's a line across the back of the room of people standing there.
I mean, the other thing is, I thought Carl did a fantastic job,
Yeah,
but the pointer idea would be generally, there would be like an architect or a planner who would do the presentation. So he wouldn't have to have the full burden of it. And then someone would have had the pointer, So anyway, just a thought.
The $1 million question is, well, what's it really going to cost? So many people were questioning.
But you know what I thought was like so shocking? He just went through what all the costs were. And then these people said, what's
They don't believe it, essentially.
Well, I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah, I guess I would have added a slide that just document these.
the other thing I wonder about is there any value of making it available on the website or?
It will be.
Okay.
Yep. The slideshow is going to be on the website, and so is a tape of the presentation. I mean, in response to the prices, I mean, he priced out some individual components of the project. That is not what the project is going to cost. And I think he was trying to be honest about that. We don't know how much the project's going to cost. I mean, we could ballpark it, but until a committee of the town decides what they want down there, we won't know. I mean, there's sort of a similar project in Provincetown that I like for some of the elements that I think.
Very nice.
Yeah, Cannery Wharf, yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to put that in the slideshow, Carl wouldn't let me.
I have a lot of pictures. It's very nice.
But I mean, that was a $1.8 million project.
Was it the same number of acreage or?
It's smaller.
And
I think.
Saybrook's probably 3 times the size.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that's the problem with him putting out a couple of numbers, people adding them up.
Yeah.
A couple of them are, wow, it's $500,000. And I kept saying, please, don't vote yes or no if you think that's the number.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's a rabbit hole that's gonna get him in trouble, I'm talking about all of us, that when it comes out to be $2 million, if we want people actually remember. So
It's so amazing that in this day and age, and just even the property, what things cost to even have a landscaper come in just to do the idea that people don't have even an idea that this isn't going to be a 500 thing. This is going to be.
I would say that most of the people that were doing the adding don't use those services, so they don't understand those numbers.
The other thing is Carl did, I thought, a good job of saying, here are the sources of some of the funds we can use.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna
Right.
that exact amount, but it's something we can handle.
a lot of patching going too.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be pricey because I know what they paid in Provincetown.
yeah.
And they used all materials that's friendly for that area. The water goes through it. They have very nice facilities. And then they have a whole timeline of the whole area. Yeah.
Sounds like a great model.
I think that's part of the reason we put the legacy slide in there for perspective.
Yeah.
Like, these are all these big decisions, and this is how much they cost. And look at how they have transformed the
Yes.
town.
That's how I feel.
This
Yeah.
would be in that category of one of those legacy decisions that if you're
Paid for
hoping.
the sandbar. We
Yeah.
paid more for the sandbar, when you think about it, than we are for the piece of property we're gonna get.
Exactly.
Well, in that park in Provincetown, the 1.8 was just to make it a park. They paid, I forget how much for the land.
Probably close to $1 million.
I think it was more than that. I can't remember.
I would have to think it's right on the
Yeah.
water. It's
Yeah.
right on
The
Commercial
other thing
Street.
too is like, you can't exactly say how many grants will be available.
Exactly.
I mean, so it really is a
I think it's
crapshoot.
it's like we're voting to get
Right.
this started.
But then you have to do the same thing that the library did, and you hold fundraisers to get public funds to help build it up. I mean, the library met their fundraising goals.
I mean, it's just tough that we may be having like the Kate and all that, but I don't think it's a reason not to, I don't think it's a reason to pass up on this.
No, because if you put the Kate in there, the Kate has a unique group of funding people for that type of venue. So I think if they put their fundraising going, it's so targeted in that world. I see down at the point a much wider and people, it would be nice to, somebody can buy, I don't know how we set it up, but, have it more like bricks or
Right.
something that everybody in town feels that they could be a part of. I think it's a different, open,
So people who were there last night, did you get a feeling that it's going to pass or not?
I don't know, it felt 50-50 to me.
Yeah, 50-50.
Depends on the weather and the day.
Yeah, I think more
I've talked to a
people,
lot of people in the town and everybody's positive for it, so I was surprised at the meeting. Because I was just expecting an overwhelming
yeah,
support, so.
I think more people will be motivated to say no and come out and vote.
If they're gonna vote no, they're gonna go out and vote.
Yes.
The ones who are gonna vote yes might stay home.
One of the guys at the end was sort of compelling. People were sitting there nodding their heads saying, how can we go to referendum on March 31st without having a better idea of the cost? You're asking us to sign up for something that we don't know what we're going to have to pay for.
Yeah, but, I mean,
There's no,
True.
no,
you're
we're
never gonna have all the facts, right?
never gonna have all this because
Yeah.
you can do the cost today.
Right.
And by the time you go to build it, it's all changed.
Yes. He had good credentials. He was an environmental engineer. or
Yeah,
something.
Great credentials, but it's just,
Yeah,
that wasn't the point of this.
Right.
The
no,
point is just to secure the property.
Right.
Get
Yeah.
it swapped.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever made a decision in his life, right? He's just, needs more data. It's like, at
Yeah.
that point, you're just like, all right, I got enough.
Yeah,
data.
right.
I mean, the other thing is, without the property, it costs money to do all those kinds of studies to find out exactly what's
Mhm.
happening. So
Mm.
do you want the town to spend like thousands and thousands of dollars when you don't even know if you're gonna be able to do anything with a piece of property?
The other
So-
thing is, having the town control it is really a key.
Oh, yeah, that's important. Somebody made that point. That's
yes.
If we don't, we
Somebody,
don't know
Right.
who will.
Mhm.
That resonated.
Yeah.
That resonated.
and it's true.
So
Trying to
I
sell
who walked the
finance.
dog was really compelling in terms of
yeah,
really how much.
it's true, because I walked down there quite a bit too. And I have to say, I don't see a lot of people in the
So the other thing that I think is an issue is that it used to be that the town did not name anything for anyone. And I think, like if it was just the pavilion, but it's the Vicky Duffy Pavilion. So it's sort of like, okay, well, maybe there's a way to honor her in another way, not to name the next pavilion for her, but to have a plaque up or to, somehow recognize it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something, the golf, how about she was part of the whole little mini golf, maybe,
Oh, yeah, okay.
something, in honor of her there.
Small pavilion building in the fall.
Yeah.
18 total.
Someone stood up and said, it's worth more than 400,000. Don't give it to him for a buck or something.
The
Well,
building
that's
is
the trade, right?
Exactly.
the structure.
Yeah.
The structure is only getting the structure.
He was in the audience, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, he was up in the back.
I saw Carl today. He said, I kept looking to see his reaction to some of
Yeah.
what he was hearing from the public, but he said he kept a smile on his
He's
face.
pretty, John, he's been through, John,
Just
through
curious.
all the, building and stoning, he's dealt with small communities and before, so.
Why do we pick March for the referendum? Why not July? Because the summer folks can vote and they're the ones who are gonna use it just as much, if not more.
Well, so originally it would have been earlier. It took Carl like 9 months to hammer out the contract and now it's ready. So that's why there's such a long period of time between the meeting we had last night and the actual referendum so that people have time to get absentee ballots if they want. And he's contacted all the beach
Oh,
associations
that's
so that they can
I
contact
still wait
them.
longer until they're actually here.
Yes, the snowbirds are very vocal online.
Are they?
Why isn't it zoomed? Why does it start at 6? I want to vote on this. Why are they rushing it through?
Wow.
So,
Well, let them know everything is online. We're trying to get the word out. So
yeah.
So they can get absentee ballots.
yes. Yep.
Does it make sense for us to endorse the project?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do
Let's do it.
Yeah. I move that the Economic Development Commission endorse the project.
I said,
it. Liz. Second was Judy.
So did we formally say that in a paper, Dave, or how do we get that?
I think we just put it in our minutes and then, let Carl know that we've taken the action,
Do we need to say why? Or is that like, we don't want to bother with that?
I would.
We endorse it because,
I think there was language in some of the notes that was available yesterday that for the finance, that other commissions, other departments endorse it.
Yeah.
okay,
I saw that. I wouldn't put this, you don't know how it's gonna go.
yeah, okay.
It's in line with the plan of conservation and development.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in line with the goal of this committee.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is, but somebody's gonna come back and say to us, wow, it's gonna bring a lot of traffic. How are we gonna put people down there? The infrastructure of the town.
They've always had that's been Dock and Dine, and when I moved here, it was the Terramar and
Yeah.
Dock and Dine. And
Absolutely.
there were people going there, have always it.
It was a lot busier then than it is now.
Right, and I don't disagree, but now we're gonna have 2.2 acres right on the point, the most pristine piece of land in all of Connecticut on the shoreline. Are people from other towns, just Carl intimated that people are gonna come spend the day in this, 3-season park and walk their dogs. So
Yeah.
people were talking about.
I don't
agree.
I don't think that.
But I live down there. I like less traffic than more traffic. Right?
Oh, you're one of those. Not in my backyard.
I think it's a good-
Well, then you might want to sell your house now, this is my business card. Why, just be a little bit quiet.
You give me your business card, I'll give you a number. That's how this relationship will work.
All right, so, shall we take a vote? All in favor of the motion? Aye,
Aye.
opposed, abstained, unanimous. Thank you, all.
I like that.
You like the number.
That's
It's an old account.
All
Do you know his home?
Yeah, I know where it is.
Oh, okay. He probably does have a number for you.
I probably do. And I'm sure his number's a little bit higher.
Jennifer, old business? Do we
Um,
have anything on the website other than what we covered with your?
Yeah, no, nothing new on the website other than what I put in my report.
My wife.
I want to mention something about the preserve, okay? Okay, so I think I talked about this like last summer. And what happened is that with the forest management plan, which is this, and I don't have quite enough copies, so I'm hoping that we can just email it out to our committee. But so when the forest management plan went forward, there was an opportunity to edit it. And so some people edited it, but the edits didn't get in. And so then the question was, well, should we even bother with it? Or should we say, no, this is not going to go forward without the edits? And that problem got solved for us when the Save the Sound letter was sent to Deep about the fact that they didn't include edits. So Ray Allen has been stuck with this for a long time. I mean, it has not moved forward because until this plan is adopted, the next steps about developing the trails further can't go forward. So now it looks like this is going to be adopted pretty quickly, but it hasn't yet. But anyway, did Ray say it has been adopted? I don't think it has been adopted yet by Deep, the new revision. So anyway, that's why the preserve has taken so long. It's been, for one thing, an initial group that was working on it, the person who was working on it, who had the skill set, left and went to work for another place. So that, ended one portion. We had to wait a long time for that. And then the next thing was the edits in this. So they apparently have been made now, but we haven't seen the next revision. So anyway, if we could just send this out to everyone on this committee, so at least you have an answer to what's going on with the preserve and why it's taking so long.
Thanks.
Is that an edited version?
This is the topical version. Well, we haven't seen the new edited version.
Okay, you have.
We expect to see it. But those are the topics that will be added.
Jennifer, do we have anything on the business Well, a little brief on the business video series.
Yep, so the subcommittee has been working very hard on this. Appreciate that. Nick, Dave, and Erica, and Dave. And I sent a big report to Miranda Creative with all of our suggestions. Just for those of you who haven't participated on the committee, what we did was a couple of meetings where we kind of brainstormed. We thought about what kind of characteristics we would be looking for in businesses, what areas we wanted to promote for business, what areas we wanted to affirm for business. And then we came up with a list of businesses in different categories, and we all voted. And we also picked like our dream team list from that. And
This is to attract businesses into town?
it was a little bit of both. We kind of in our discussions decided that we wanted to target certain maybe types of businesses to attract, but we also wanted to affirm kind of businesses that are in the kinds of areas that we already have sort of clusters or sort of already anchor the community. So it was a little bit of both. So I'm waiting to hear back from Miranda Creative after they look through all of the information that we provided them. I meet with them on Thursday for our regular meeting, so I'm hoping they'll have a little bit of feedback then. We had promised them we would be done with our piece by the end of January so that we can stay on schedule because, you know, Marnie and I discussed the timeline. We basically counted back from the May 19th event, like how long is it going to take to produce the videos and do all that. And so, we are on schedule. But the Kate is reserved. I met with Robin over at the Kate, and talked to her about, you know, some pricing and what we would do. And then I've also talked to Ascend Bank, and they are interested in being a potential sponsor. I don't know if there's a couple people on the committee who want to help organize this event, because I'm wondering if we should have maybe a couple of sponsors and they could have exhibit tables or something like that. Something that would be, I mean, the reason Ascend, I think, excuse me, is a good choice is, first of all, they've come to me a couple of times. They're looking for ways to work with the business community, and they have some new
Their new identity,
loan,
right? Yeah.
well, they have some new loan mechanisms that are meant to be very easy for business people to use, and they're really trying to get the word out about that. But there's also a business in town, I don't know, maybe you're familiar with it, Nick, Collabs. It's run by one of the people who used to own Penny Lane Pub, and they basically provide services to small businesses. So, you know, if you don't have time to do all your own marketing or accounting and things like that, which I think is actually a really wonderful service for small businesses, because it's hard to be an expert at everything. It's hard to have time to do everything. And so to have a local company that's providing those services, I thought they might be actually a good sponsor and they might be interested in having a table like that. So
The old incubator space type of thing where you had different people with different skills working and sharing a building and kind of, you know, providing for each other type of thing. Good idea.
I mean, because basically we're hoping to debut the new brand there and then debut our video series showcasing our businesses. But I think to make it really attractive to businesses, the first one of these we had was, I think, successful enough, but I think we've learned something. I think we've done more, and I think it would be great if we, you know, maybe added a little value to attending this thing. So, I mean, if anybody has ideas about it or would like to, you know, it might be good for us to have like a little mini committee to work on it. But, so if anyone's interested, just give me a call.
When is this going to be?
May 19th. So that's the update on that. I don't know if anybody from the subcommittee on the businesses has anything to add, certainly chime in on her.
I'm looking forward to what Miranda comes back
Yeah.
with, synthesize everything we've done.
Yeah.
To what would be the most optimal marketing approach for this, you know?
I think we selected very well, so I'm surprised if there'll be
They
any
did a great job,
change.
so if they disagree, they will.
Yeah.
That's right.
But it would be nice to see who they think we need to pay, what our needs are in town. They agree with that. I'm gonna assume they're gonna correlate that back to this social media. If they have that, you know, ability to, hey, we need retail. Well, yeah, on social media, there's a lot of retail, didn't happen. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they come back.
Yeah. It wasn't easy. It's not easy.
Like trying to pick a favorite child.
All right, so, anything else? We don't have anything on, supervisory reports, and, I'll just welcome Greg to our group here and, look forward to having him with us. And I think we do still have an opening, right, Jennifer?
We do have an alternate.
An alternate opening, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, let me, touch base with Carl just to remind you.
I did ask him a couple weeks ago, but he didn't.
Okay, then if nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make motion to adjourn.
Nick, you're always good. Second,
Second.
Dave, we got his hand up. All in favor? Hi, Ann.
Hi.
Well, not-
7:30.